You think you're slick. You've got the whole "I'm fine" act down to a science, the calibrated smile, the perfect deflection when someone asks how you're really doing. But let's be real for a second. God sees every hidden burden. That silent tension in your house that you pretend isn't there, He sees it. The prayers you never actually spoke out loud because you were too scared to admit how deep the mess goes, He heard the silence. That ache that lingers in your bones like a Wi-Fi signal that never truly disconnects. Yeah, He's got a beat on that too. You can gaslight yourself into believing you're holding it together, but the King of the universe is not fooled. And honestly, that's the best news you're going to get all day. Because the truth is, you've been living in a nightmare of sleepless nights. 3 a.m. doom scrolling, replaying every failure like a Netflix series you can't stop binge watching. Fear has become your lullaby, fear of the future, fear of what people think, fear that you've already blown your one shot. Mornings hit like a truck, weighed down by shame you didn't earn and grief you never processed. And the exhaustion? Girl, you are running on fumes. You've been maintaining this false peace like it's a group project you never signed up for, making sure everyone else's vibes stay chill while your own soul is screaming for a break. That's not peace. That's performance. And God is not interested in your performance. Now, let's talk about the people in your life. You've got a whole collection of counterfeit connections, the kind who only stick around for a season. They show up when the party is popping, but the second you need a real friend who will sit in the mess with you, they ghost. You end up standing in a crowded room feeling more isolated than if you were alone on a desert island. That's some next-level emotional whiplash. You've been gaslighting yourself into thinking their absence is your fault, like if you were just easier, more fun, less needy, they'd stay. But God sees the truth. Those were never your people. They were temporary props in a story He's about to rewrite. So what did you do? You shrank. You shrunk yourself smaller and smaller, folding up your voice like a lawn chair nobody wanted to sit in. You swallowed your truth because speaking it felt like a risk you couldn't afford. You laughed at jokes that hurt, agreed to things that drained you, and kept a seat at a table that was never really yours. You've been living your life like the side character in someone else's movie, convinced that if you just blend into the background, maybe the pain would stop. But here's the thing. God didn't create you to be background noise. He created you to be the main plot. The one who knit you together in your mother's womb doesn't do cameo. And that's where the first promise drops. Right in the middle of your exhaustion, your fake peace, your stolen voice, God breaks the silence. He doesn't shout. He doesn't lecture. He bends low like a father who's been waiting for you to stop pretending. And he whispers, "I see you. I have not forgotten." That's not a platitude. That's a declaration. He sees every tear you cried when nobody was watching. He knows every time you wanted to quit but didn't. And He hasn't forgotten a single thing He planned for you. The waiting is about to break open. But here's the cliffhanger. God sees every tear, but now He speaks. What will He say next? POV. You're the one who has been running this whole operation on your own little battery. And honey, that battery is about to hit zero. You've been the fixer, the manager, the one who stays up late rearranging the furniture of everyone else's life while your own soul looks like a hoarder's garage. God sees that. He's not impressed by your hustle. He's actually a little sad you thought you had to do it alone. So now He's going to do what He does best. Step into the mess and start rearranging things His way. And the first thing He's touching? Your house. Not the one made of bricks and drywall, though that might get a blessing too, but the house that's been living inside you. The heart, the relationships, the atmosphere that feels more like a pressure cooker than a home. You know the one. That silent tension at the dinner table. He says it. That weird energy between you and your spouse that nobody talks about. He's got a bead on it. That invisible wall between you and your kids, or that awkward vibe with your siblings that's been hanging around longer than that Christmas sweater you keep meaning to donate. Yeah, he's about to deal with all of it. Here's what he says. I am releasing peace like a quiet river under every floorboard of your life. Not a loud, dramatic peace that demands attention. A quiet one. The kind that seeps into the cracks you didn't even know were there. It's going to dissolve tension between spouses who have been giving each other the silent treatment for 3 days. It's going to soften the sharp edges between parents and teenagers who can't agree on anything. It's going to heal the weird distance between siblings who used to be best friends but now only text on birthdays. And those friendships that feel like they're held together with duct tape and prayers. That river is going to wash away the grit. Then he goes deeper. God is not playing small here. He's going to silence jealousy, that green-eyed monster that's been whispering lies in your ear about your neighbor's marriage, your coworker's promotion, your friend's seemingly perfect life. He's going to scatter offense every time someone made a comment that stuck in your soul like a thorn. He's pulling it out. He's dissolving bitterness, the kind that tastes like old coffee and regret. And those walls of resentment you've been building brick by brick, he's not just knocking them down. He's tearing them apart with the force of a holy wrecking ball. But here's the wild part. God is placing guardians at every door. Think about that. Your house, the physical one, the emotional one, the spiritual one is about to become a fortress, not a prison. A fortress of peace, love, and faith. Angels on assignment, standing at the threshold, making sure nothing gets in that doesn't belong. No more uninvited spirits of anxiety creeping through the windows. No more fear sneaking in through the back door while you're not looking. God is setting up security so tight that even your doubts will have to show ID at the gate. You start to feel a shift. It's subtle at first, like the change in the air before a storm, except this storm is bringing life. You notice that smile you gave your spouse this morning didn't feel forced. You laughed with your kids without that familiar ache in your chest. You walked into your living room and for the first time in years you felt like you could breathe without the weight of the world sitting on your ribcage. But then the old fear taps you on the shoulder. Is this real? It whispers. Are you sure? Maybe it's just a mood swing. Maybe it won't last. And you hesitate because you've been burned before. You've had moments of peace that turned out to be mirages, and you don't want to get your hopes up only to have them crushed again. So here you are, standing in the middle of a house that's starting to feel like a sanctuary. The tension is dissolving. The walls are coming down. The guardians are at the doors. But there's still that question burning in your chest. What about the wounds inside your heart? The ones that aren't in the walls or under the floorboards. The ones that live deep in the chambers of your soul. The house is getting a makeover, but what about the bleeding? God sees that question. And he's not done yet. Hold on, because the next thing he touches is going to hit closer to home than you think. POV. You thought God was done. You thought that once the tension in your house started dissolving, once the walls of resentment started crumbling, once the angels showed up at your doors like bouncers at a VIP club, that was it. The renovation was complete. The house was livable again. But God is looking at you with those eyes that see straight through your carefully constructed, I'm fine facade. And he's whispering, we're not done. We're going deeper. Because here's the thing about renovation projects. The ugly wallpaper comes off first. The broken floorboards get replaced. The cracked windows get fixed. But the real work, the structural stuff, the foundation, the plumbing that's been leaking behind the walls for years, that's what takes the most time. And God is not a flip and flip contractor. He's not here to make your life look good on Instagram. He's here to rebuild you from the inside out. So now he turns to the deep wounds. The ones you've been hiding under layers of nice Christian smiles and I'm praying about it responses. Past relationships that left scars so deep you stopped believing in love altogether. Memories that sting like salt water on an open wound every time you let your mind drift back to them. Betrayals that linger in your bones like a low-grade fever that never quite breaks. The friend who ghosted you when you needed them most. The spouse who checked out emotionally years before the divorce papers were signed. The parent who made you feel like you were never enough, no matter how hard you tried. That thing someone said to you when you were 12 that still echoes in your head when you look in the mirror. God sees all of it. Every single memory that plays on loop in your mind at 3 a.m. when you can't sleep. Every relationship that left you with more questions than answers. Every time you opened your heart to someone and they handed it back to you in pieces. He sees the way your body still tenses up when you hear a certain song or walk past a certain street. He sees the anniversary dates you dread every year without even realizing why. And here's what he says about those wounds. I'm not going to erase them. I'm going to bless them. Wait, what? Bless them? Bless the memory of being betrayed? Bless the relationship that nearly destroyed you? Bless the pain that made you want to give up on everyone and everything? Yes, because God doesn't just bandage wounds. He transforms them into monuments. He takes the rubble of your worst experiences and builds something that will stand as a testimony to His mercy, not a prison cell of your regret. Think about it this way. That painful memory that still makes your stomach drop when it surfaces, God is going to repurpose it. He's going to teach you to look at it and see not just where you were hurt, but where He was holding you. Not just the person who walked away, but the way He stayed. Not just the betrayal, but the protection that kept you from falling even further. He's turning your museum of pain into a gallery of grace. Then He lays the next gift on the table, discernment. And honey, this is not the kind of discernment that comes from reading a self-help book or attending a weekend seminar. This is a spiritual radar that God installs directly into your spirit. No assembly required. No batteries needed. This gift is going to save you years of heartache. Because let's be real, you've been operating with broken radar this whole time. You've been walking into relationships blindfolded, hoping for the best, ignoring the red flags that were basically waving in your face like a parade. You've given your trust to people who treated it like a hot potato. You've poured your heart into connections that were never designed to hold that kind of weight. You've mistaken intensity for intimacy, passion for purpose, and chemistry for calling. But not anymore. God is rewiring your spiritual sensors. You're going to walk into a room and just know which energy is safe and which one is a setup. You're going to look at a person and feel in your gut whether they're sent by God or just passing through. You're going to read an invitation and sense whether it's a door to your destiny or a distraction dressed up like an opportunity. This discernment is going to feel like a sixth sense, except it's actually the Holy Spirit fine-tuning your frequency to pick up on what's real and what's counterfeit. Here's the wild part. You're not going to have to analyze everything to death anymore. You won't need a pro-con list for every relationship decision. You won't have to ask 15 friends for their opinion before you know what to do. The discernment God is giving you comes with its own internal confirmation system. It's going to be like having GPS for your soul, rerouting you away from dead ends and toward true belonging. But discernment without courage is just awareness without action. And God knows you got plenty of awareness. You've known for years that certain relationships were toxic. You've known that certain patterns were destroying you. You've known that certain boundaries needed to be set. But knowing and doing are two different zip codes, and you've been living in the first one for way too long. So God gives you courage. Not the Hollywood kind, not the loud, reckless bravado that punches walls and makes dramatic speeches. God's courage is quieter than that. It's the steady strength to speak hard truths without your voice shaking. It's the ability to set a boundary and not apologize for it 3 times afterward. It's the resolve to walk away from a table where your soul is being eaten alive, even if walking away means eating alone for a while. This courage is rooted in God's presence, not your personality. You don't have to be a natural-born leader or a bold speaker to access it. My dear child, stop right there. I see that look on your face. That 1,000-yard stare you've been wearing like it's a fashion accessory. You've been walking around with this low-grade hum of aimlessness vibrating in your chest. And honey, you've gotten so used to it that you've started calling it normal. You've told yourself that survival is enough. That paying bills and not burning down the kitchen and keeping the kids alive until bedtime counts as a win. And it does, for a season. But that season is about to end. Because here's the thing you haven't dared to admit, even to yourself. You have dreams buried under the debris of your daily grind. You have callings that you stuffed in a box labeled someday and shoved to the back of a closet you never opened. You have passions that you killed off one by one because they hurt too much to hold on to, because every time you let yourself want something real, something meaningful, something that felt like you, life punched you in the gut and reminded you that dreamers don't eat. But I am the God who sees the dreams you buried. I was there when you whispered that idea into your pillow at 2 a.m. I was there when you sketched that plan on a napkin and then threw it away because it felt ridiculous. I was there when you said, maybe one day, but your voice cracked because you didn't actually believe one day would ever come. And I am here now to tell you, that mission that has been lying dormant inside you, it's waking up. I am pulling back the curtain that has been hiding your destiny. And I'm not doing it gently. Because, honey, you've gotten comfortable in the dark. You've learned to navigate by feel, by memory, by the same tired routines that keep you stuck. But I am about to flood this whole room with light, and you're going to squint and blink and maybe even cover your eyes at first. That's fine. Take your time. But don't you dare walk back into the shadows. Here's what I need you to understand. Nothing I placed inside you has been wasted. Not a single moment, not a single skill, not a single sleepless night where you taught yourself something new because nobody else was going to do it for you. Those weaknesses you've been apologizing for, they were refinement. Every time you felt stupid, inadequate, like you were the only one who didn't get the memo, that was the fire burning off the dross. Those slow seasons when you felt like you were running in place while everybody else sprinted past you, those were reservoirs of strength being built underground, where nobody could see them but me. You've been looking at your life through the wrong lens, child. You've been counting your struggles as losses, but I've been counting them as deposits. Every rejection was a redirection. Every closed door was a protection. Every season of waiting was a foundation being poured so deep that when the building finally goes up, it won't shake. And now, that hidden calling, that secret longing you've carried like a shameful crush is about to be revealed. Doors you didn't even know existed are going to swing open. Foundations that have been invisible will suddenly appear beneath your feet. Work you've been doing in the shadows, when nobody was watching, when nobody was clapping, when nobody even said, good job. It's going to get noticed. Not by the wrong people at the wrong time, but by the exact right people at the exact right moment. You're going to remember things you forgot you loved. Maybe it's writing that old notebook you filled with words before life told you that artists don't make money. Maybe it's healing that way you have of walking into a room and making people feel safe. That gift you've been using for free because you didn't think it was a real skill. Maybe it's leading that fire in your belly that rises up when you see something broken and think, I could fix that. But then you told yourself to sit down and be quiet because who are you to lead anybody? That stir you're feeling right now? That little flutter in your chest that feels like a butterfly that just realized it has wings? That's your purpose, waking up. And it's tangled up with excitement, yes, but it's also tangled with disbelief. You're sitting there thinking, can this really happen? Can I really be that person? Can I really have that life? And I'm looking at you with all the patience of a father who has already written the ending, and I'm saying, yes. But here's the catch. How do you build a future when your hands are still shaking? My dear child, I see the frantic energy coursing through you. I see the way you've been gripping the future like it's a steering wheel you're afraid to let go of. You've been mapping out every possible route, calculating every potential outcome, strategizing every conversation as if your survival depends on getting the sequence exactly right. And honey, I see the anxiety living in your shoulders because of it. You have been trying to piece together success yourself. I see the spreadsheets in your mind, the mental checklists, the way you rehearse what you'll say and how you'll say it and when you'll say it, as if I need your help to open doors I've already unlocked. You think if you just plan hard enough, worry enough, control enough, you can force the future into submission. But that's not faith, child. That's fear wearing a productivity suit. Let me show you what you've been missing. I am the supreme planner. I am the one who weaves strategy behind the scenes while you're busy pacing in circle. I am the one who aligns the right steps, the right conversations, the right decisions at the exact moment they need to happen. You think that job offer came through because your resume was perfect? That was me, child. I moved the heart of the hiring manager 3 weeks before you even submitted the application. That healing conversation that happened at the coffee shop. The one where someone said exactly what you needed to hear without you having to beg for it. That was me, coordinating schedules and opening hearts while you were still trying to figure out what to say. And that unexpected provision that showed up just when the bank account was looking scary. That check in the mail, that friend who texted out of nowhere asking if they could help, that bonus you'd completely forgotten about. That was me, honey. I've been working while you've been worrying. You don't need to force doors open. You only need to walk with me, trusting the invisible blueprint I've already drawn. Right now, a door is cracking open in your career. You can't see it yet, but the timing is being calibrated. The conversation you've been afraid to initiate is already being set up. The provision you've been losing sleep over is already en route. And honey, you're about to find that the path you've been trying to construct with your own 2 hands is nothing compared to the road I've been paving while you weren't looking. The relief you feel right now, that exhale you just released without realizing it, that's the burden of control finally loosening its grip on your chest. But I see the hesitation too. I see the part of you that's still holding on, still thinking, but what if I let go and nothing happens? That's the part that doesn't fully trust me yet. That's the part that still believes your worry is somehow more effective than my sovereignty. And I understand. Surrender isn't a one-time event. It's 1,000 small releases, 1,000 moments where you open your hands and choose to trust instead of scramble. You're learning, child. You're growing, but your body is still exhausted from all that effort. Your soul is still depleted from the years of white-knuckling your own life. You've released the plan, but what about the strength to walk it out? What happens when the future I've prepared requires energy you don't have right now? I see you swaying on your feet, child. I see the way you've been running on fumes, running on willpower, running on the belief that if you just push a little harder, you'll finally get there. But you're not running toward my strength. You're running away from your own limits, and that's why you're so tired. You've been trying to generate the energy for the journey before you've even asked me for it. You've been treating your body like a machine that doesn't need oil changes, like a horse that can run forever without water. But I made you with limits for a reason, honey. I made your body to need sleep. I made your soul to need stillness. I made your spirit to need me. The future I've prepared doesn't require your frantic effort. It requires your obedient presence. Think of Elijah after that great victory on Mount Carmel. He ran ahead of Ahab's chariot, fueled by the power I gave him. But then exhaustion hit. He crashed under a broom tree, begging to die. And what did I do? I didn't give him a new strategy. I didn't give him a 5-year plan. I gave him bread and water. I gave him rest. Then I gave him a gentle whisper. That's what you need right now, child. Not more planning, not more effort, but rest in my presence, so I can refill the tank you've emptied through all your striving. You've released the plan. That's good. But now you need to release the strength to execute it too. Because the strength was never yours to manufacture. It was always mine to supply. So stop trying to generate energy you don't have. Stop pretending you're fine when your soul is limping. Come to me, and I will give you rest for your weary shoulders. I will quiet the noise in your mind. I will pour fresh oil into your empty vessel. And when you rise again, you won't rise with your own exhausted strength. You'll rise with mine. That's how you'll walk through the doors I've been opening. Not by force, not by worry, but by being so connected to me that you simply follow where I lead. The strategy is woven, the timing is set, the provision is on its way. But the strength to walk into it, that comes from letting me carry you first. Rest now, child. Rest in me. POV. You think you've been doing such a good job hiding it. That little theater you've been running where you nod and smile and say, "I'm fine," while your body screams the truth. But honey, I see right through the performance. I see the way you've been running on fumes, pretending your battery isn't blinking red, acting like you can just power through another sleepless night, another tense morning, another day of your mind racing at 1,000,000 miles an hour. Let's get real for a second. Your shoulders? They're practically touching your ears right now. That knot between your shoulder blades? I see it. The way your jaw clenches when you're thinking about that one thing you can't fix? I feel that tension in my own creation. You've been treating your body like it's a rental car, pushing it past every limit, ignoring every warning light. And honey, that bill is coming due. But here's the thing. I made your body. I know exactly how it works, and I know exactly what it needs. And right now, what it needs isn't more effort, or more discipline, or more trying harder. What it needs is restoration. Real, deep, bone-level restoration. So listen closely. I'm speaking directly to your body right now. I'm speaking to the exhaustion that's settled into your bones like concrete. I'm speaking to the tension that's taken up permanent residence in your neck and shoulders. I'm speaking to that storm in your mind that hasn't stopped raging for months, maybe years. I am blessing your body with restoration. I am commanding energy to return to your bones. Not the fake jittery energy that comes from caffeine and adrenaline. Real energy. The kind that doesn't crash after an hour. The kind that sustains you through the whole day without you having to white-knuckle your way through it. I am loosening the tension that you've been carrying like it's a badge of honor. That tightness in your shoulders, let it go. That clenching in your jaw, release it. That knot in your stomach that's been there so long you forgot what it feels like to be relaxed. I am dissolving it right now. And that mind of yours, the one that's been running at full speed, replaying every conversation, planning every scenario, worrying about every possible outcome, I am quieting that storm. Not by force, but by peace. By a peace that doesn't make sense, that doesn't need all the problems to be solved first, that just settles over you like a warm blanket on a cold night. Picture this. I am going through your body like a repair crew after a hurricane. Every place that stress has damaged, I am rebuilding. Every part that has been weakened, I am strengthening. Every dry, depleted, exhausted cell, I am refreshing with living water. This isn't surface-level maintenance. This is deep restoration, blessing settled into your bones, working its way through every system, every muscle, every nerve. I want you to take a breath right now. A real one. Not the shallow, tight breath you've been taking. A deep one. The kind that fills your lungs all the way down. The kind that you haven't taken in years because you've been so busy holding everything together. Feel that warmth spreading through your chest? That's my hand. That's my presence. That's the restoration I promised. For the first time in what feels like forever, you can breathe. And here's the promise. When you lay your head down tonight, you're not going to lie there staring at the ceiling, running through your to-do list, worrying about tomorrow. I am giving you peaceful sleep. Deep, restful, unbothered sleep. And when you wake up tomorrow morning, you're going to feel strength that you didn't have yesterday. Renewed strength, morning by morning, because that's how I work. That's how my mercies work. Fresh every single day. Your body is going to start healing. That little thing that's been lingering, that sickness you can't quite shake, that stress that's been eating away at your immune system, I am restoring your ability to heal. I am strengthening your resistance. I am building a fortress of health around you. So take a moment. Feel what I'm doing. Feel that quiet gratitude rising up in your chest. Feel that sense of being held, of being seen, of being known. This is real. This is happening. This is me, right here, right now, doing what I do best. Strength returns. The exhaustion lifts. The tension loosens. Tatwana body remembers what it feels like to be alive, not just surviving. But honey, I need you to hear this. The moment your shoulders drop, the moment you take that deep breath, the moment you feel that peace settling in, the enemy is going to whisper. He's going to say, "It's too good to be true. It won't last. You don't deserve this. This is just a momentary relief, and then everything will crash back down." He's a liar. Always has been, always will be. But he's also persistent. And he knows exactly when to strike, right when you start to feel hope. Right when you start to believe that maybe, just maybe, things are changing. So here's the question. Are you going to believe the whisper, or are you going to believe me? My dear child, I need you to hear this clearly because the enemy's lies are about to get louder the closer you get to freedom. You can feel them circling right now, can't you? That voice that says, "This peace is temporary. You'll mess it up. You don't really deserve this blessing. It's only a matter of time before everything falls apart again." I see those lies wrapping around your throat like a chain you've worn so long you've forgotten what it feels like to breathe without it. You've been wearing unworthiness like a second skin, believing that the goodness I'm pouring out is some kind of cosmic mistake, that at any moment I'm going to realize my mistake and take it all back. Let me set the record straight, honey. This blessing, this restoration, this healing, this deep work I'm doing in your bones has never been about your perfection. If it was, we wouldn't even be having this conversation because none of you would qualify. Not one. Not ever. This is about promise. This is about love. This is about who I am, not about who you've been. I want you to stop for a second and think about the moments you've been dismissing as not enough. That time when your coworker was having a terrible day and you chose to listen instead of walking away, I saw that. The morning you were exhausted, running on 3 hours of sleep and a prayer, but you still showed up for that person who needed you. I marked that. The nights you couldn't sleep because your heart was so heavy, but you whispered my name through your tears. Instead of giving up, I collected every single one of those tears like precious jewels. You think those moments were wasted? You think they didn't count because you were still struggling, still fighting, still broken in other areas? Here's the truth, child. Those moments of faithfulness, even the tiny ones, even the ones you barely remember, even the ones that felt like they didn't matter, I stored them. Every single one. I planted them in the soil of your life like seeds, and they've been growing underground this whole time. You couldn't see the roots spreading, couldn't feel the life pushing upward through the dark, but I could. I've been watering those seeds with my spirit, cultivating them in secret, while you were too busy beating yourself up to notice. And now those seeds are starting to sprout. The harvest is coming, and it's going to be so much bigger than you ever imagined. So here's what I need you to do. I need you to shift. I need you to stop looking at yourself through the lens of everything you've done wrong and start seeing yourself through the lens of everything I've done right. You are not a broken project that needs constant fixing. You are my beloved child, chosen before the foundation of the world, wrapped in grace that has nothing to do with your performance. Stop striving. Stop trying to earn what's already yours. Stop holding your breath, waiting for the other shoe to drop. Just receive. Let that sink in for a moment. Let the vulnerability wash over you. Let the relief flood your chest as you whisper, maybe I can just be loved, not because you fixed everything, not because you got your act together, not because you finally became worthy, but because I never stopped loving you, even when you were at your worst. Here it comes. Love breaks through, but now comes the greatest turn, the divine reversal. Everything you thought you knew about how this works is about to be turned upside down. The story isn't ending here. It's just beginning to unfold in ways that will leave you breathless. Pav, you feel it before you understand it. A shift in the atmosphere so tangible it's like the air itself changed temperature. The weight you've been carrying, the one you got so used to that you forgot it was there, suddenly lifts. Your shoulders drop. Your jaw unclenches. For the first time in what feels like forever, you take a breath that doesn't get stuck halfway down. This is it. This is the reversal. Every tear you cried when you thought no one was watching, I collected them. Every lonely night you spent staring at the ceiling, wondering if anyone even knew your name. I was there, sitting in the dark with you. Every wound you thought would never heal, every betrayal that carved a canyon into your heart, every time you whispered, I can't do this anymore. Through clenched teeth, I stored every single one of those moments like precious seeds. And now, honey, those seeds are sprouting. Here comes the part you're not going to believe at first, because your brain has been trained to expect the worst. The memories that used to haunt you, I'm turning them into monuments. That pain you've been trying to bury under busyness and distraction and I'm fine smiles, I'm transforming it into a testimony that's going to help other people find their way out of the dark. What the enemy meant to break you, what he designed to destroy your future, what he intended to be the chapter that defined your whole story, I'm flipping the script. That influence you thought was invisible, the kindness you showed that nobody acknowledged, the times you showed up even when no one clapped for you, I'm bringing it all into the light. You're about to be seen, child. Not in the way that makes you uncomfortable, but in the way that makes you realize you were never forgotten. The people who overlooked you, the systems that dismissed you, the voices that told you that you didn't matter, watch what I do next. Watch how I take your hidden faithfulness and turn it into something visible, something undeniable, something that makes the ones who doubted you stop and pay attention. And here's where the courage comes in. You've been operating from a place of fear for so long that you forgot what boldness feels like. You've been tiptoeing through your own life, afraid to take up space, afraid to speak too loud, afraid to dream too big. But that fear, it's about to meet something bigger. Courage is roaring up from your gut right now, and it's not polite, and it's not quiet, and it's not asking for permission. It's the sound of a lion's cub finding its voice for the first time. It's the feeling of chains falling off your wrists and ankles as you realize you've been free this whole time, you just forgot how to walk. Joy is breaking over your horizon like a sunrise that doesn't wait for permission. It's messy. It's loud. It's holy. It's the kind of laughter that surprises you in the middle of your day, the kind that bubbles up from somewhere deep and takes over your whole body. You didn't plan for it. You didn't earn it. It's just grace, showing up unannounced and throwing a party in your soul. Can you feel it? That shift, that release, That weight falling away like old grave clothes. The chains of the past are dropping off, and the sound they make hitting the floor is the sound of freedom declaring itself over your life. The reversal is real. Everything I promised is unfolding right now, in this moment, in ways you haven't even begun to comprehend. But here's the thing, child. This moment is not passive. The door is open. The blessing is poured out. The atmosphere has shifted. But now you have to respond. You have to take the step. You have to open your mouth and say yes to what's already yours. What am I asking? What will the Father ask of his child in this holy, terrifying, beautiful moment? All right, child. Enough of the staring at the ceiling like you're waiting for a sign to drop through the drywall. You've had the vision. You've felt the shift. Now I need you to stop pretending you're still in the waiting room when the door has been wide open for the last 3 paragraphs. Pavu, you're the one who keeps hitting snooze on your own breakthrough. And honey, the alarm is not going to get any louder, you just have to open your eyes. So here's what I'm asking. And I'm not going to dress it up in flowery language because you've had enough of that from people who meant well but didn't know how to say it straight. I'm asking for your hands. Open them. Not in a dramatic surrender pose, just uncurl those fingers that have been clenched around your worries, your grudges, your what-ifs, and your if-onlys. Let your shoulders drop like you just found out the weight you've been carrying was never yours to hold. Stop and breathe. Not the shallow, polite kind of breathing you do in public. I mean the kind that fills your lungs all the way down. The kind that makes you realize you've been running on fumes for months. That's step 1. Step 2. Invite peace in. Not the fake kind that comes from ignoring your problems. Real peace that sits in the middle of the storm and doesn't flinch. Say it out loud if you have to. Peace, come in. I give you permission to sit here. Then call protection out loud over the spaces you've been too afraid to claim. Your home, your relationships, your mind at 2 a.m. when the enemy loves to whisper. Speak light into the dark places, the corners of your heart where bitterness has been squatting like an uninvited guest who overstayed their welcome. Clear that corner. No eviction notice needed. Just say bitterness, you're out. I can handle the rest. Step 3. Break the compromise with fear. You've been making treaties with it. I'll only dream this big because any bigger feels irresponsible. I'll forgive, but I won't forget. That's a compromise. And it's robbing you. Seed joy instead. Plant a laugh where you've only ever planted complaints. Let anger leave. I know it feels like a faithful friend, but it's been draining you. Let faith rise. Not faith in your own ability, because let's be real, that's been shaky. Faith in me, the one who has never once dropped a promise. And here's the thing that might sting your pride a little. I'm inviting you to participate in your own healing. Yeah, you. Not through striving, not through gritting your teeth and white-knuckling through another season. Through intentional, faith-filled acts that look small but pack eternal weight. Laugh without explanation. Right now. Not because something is funny, but because joy is an act of defiance against the heaviness. Speak a blessing over your house. Walk room to room if you have to. Bless this kitchen. Bless this bed. Bless this door that opens and closes. Write down a promise. Not a to-do list. A promise from me that you need to see with your own eyes. Put it on your mirror. Let it be the first thing you read when you wake up. I'm not asking you to do this perfectly. I'm not even asking you to feel like it's working. I'm asking you to act like you believe the door is open. Because it is. And standing on the threshold isn't the same as walking through. So you rise. You do the thing. You open your mouth and let the words out. But as you stand up, with your shoulders back and your hands open, what's the one thing that keeps you from wobbling? What's the assurance that turns your step from a stumble into a stride? POV. You're asking what keeps you from wobbling. What turns your stumble into a stride? That's cute. You think it's some secret formula, some magic mantra you haven't unlocked yet. But the answer is sitting right in front of you, breathing the same air you are. It's me. I'm the one who holds the universe together, and I'm also the one who holds your 2 a.m. panic attacks. That's the assurance. Not a feeling, not a perfect day, just me. And honestly, that's more than enough. So here we are. At the end of this whole conversation, the one you thought was just another scroll, another video, another moment you'd forget by breakfast. But you're still here. Your hands are open. Your shoulders dropped. And for the first time in a long time, you're not pretending you have it all together. Good. Because pretending was exhausting, and I never asked you to perform. Now, I'm going to seal this moment with a blessing. Not one of those generic, may you have a nice day blessings. A real one. The kind that sticks to your bones and changes the way you walk through a room. I bless your life. The parts you're proud of and the parts you've tried to bury. I bless your home, the physical walls, and the emotional space you carry with you. I bless your relationships, the ones that are thriving, the ones that are healing, the ones you haven't even met yet. I bless your future. Not the version you've been stressing over, but the one I've already prepared. And it's not some vague, hope you land a better job kind of future. It's a future full of hope, starting from this very breath you're taking right now. That's a promise, not a wish. A promise. You don't need to go out and preach about this. I'm not asking you to stand on street corners or hand out pamphlets. That's not your calling, not unless you feel it burning in your chest. And if you do, go for it. But for most of you, the assignment is simpler. Just live it. Let the joy you've received be the loudest thing about you. Let the peace you've found be the thing people notice before they even hear your name. That's the best kind of witness. No agenda, no awkward invitations. Just a life so full of light that people can't help but ask, what's different about you? And here's the practical part, because I know you need something to do with your hands. 3 steps. Simple, but they carry weight. First, share a meal with someone you love. Not a rushed coffee run. A real meal where you actually sit down and look at them. Tell them you're glad they're in your life. That's not cheesy, that's holy. Second, write a forgiveness letter. It doesn't have to be long. Doesn't have to be perfect. Just write what you need to release. You don't even have to send it. The act of writing it is enough to break the chains. Third, take a walk. By yourself. No headphones, no podcast. Just you and the sky. Thank me for this new season. Out loud. Because when you speak gratitude into the air, it shifts the atmosphere around you. Now, picture this. You're standing at the door of your own home, the one that used to feel heavy, the one where arguments lived in the corners and silence was louder than shouting. But now, the door is open. You're standing there, laughing. Not because something was funny, but because joy has become your default. You're free. Not the kind of free that comes from running away, but the kind that comes from walking through everything and coming out the other side. Light pours out of you. Your eyes are clear. Your heart is soft. And you're not looking back anymore. That's where this is headed. That's the beginning I'm giving you. Yeah, I said beginning. Because the story doesn't end here. It starts here. And it's going to be more beautiful than you ever dared to imagine. So go. Take the step. The door is wide open, and I'm right behind you. Always.